As we join the global community today in celebrating International Women's Day, I wanted to recognise and say thank you to all our women team members across the business that make a huge contribution to our business every single day. Whilst we've made great strides, both as an organisation but more widely in society, there is always more work to do. We're really proud of the culture that we've created at Wilson Partners, and we're determined to keep working to make ourselves a truly inclusive and equitable employer of choice that gives everyone the ability to be inspired for inclusivity and to build a fantastic working environment. To mark this day, we thought it would be good to hear from some of the female team members across the business. Every voice is important.
The company's attitude to promoting work-life balance through flexible and hybrid working and their trust in you massively helps everyone, but certainly as a woman to feel that support, that helps me thrive in my role.
So I think you need to ensure that everybody's got the same career opportunities and the same support and resources that they need to achieve. I think you also need to make sure everybody's held to the same job performance and behavioural standards, and create an environment that's inclusive and where people feel valued and respected. It's not enough to have a few token women in leadership. There needs to be a fundamental change in how your business is run. I think you need to commit to a gender equity programme and see it through. I think having inclusive parental leave policies is really important. Employees who are supported in the early months and years of having a child are more likely to be engaged and proactive when they return to work. A McKinsey report found that men are usually hired or promoted based on their potential, compared to women who are hired and promoted based on their experience or their track record. But obviously past experiences affect women's behaviours, even going as far back as being at school and how you're taught at school and what's expected of you. So being mindful of that and making sure they have got the same opportunities is really, really important. In line with that, women don't usually apply for a job unless they meet 100% of the criteria on a job application, whereas men will apply if they meet 60%. That's a really big difference. So ensuring recruitment policies are in place to try and stop that or mitigate that is really important.
Someone who has been a strong female role model in my life is my grandmother. She has always encouraged me to have a teachable spirit and to just do everything with diligence. And that has taught me to embrace the discomfort that comes with learning new things. I think it's a great way to open new opportunities for yourself and to really just put yourself out there.
So the first accounting practice I worked for was run and owned by a lady called Diane. And while I knew her a bit before I started working there, I wouldn't have fully appreciated until many years later the role that she would play, both in my career and in my personal life. Through her guidance and encouragement, I completed my degree through correspondence while working for her full-time, and concurrently with that doing an apprenticeship program through an associated body, so I could become a professional accountant at the end of my studies. When I went off to have my son, she also recognised that I needed a different position in the company and offered me the opportunity to work part-time, which obviously helped enormously in terms of managing my work-life balance. I think she's probably the person that's influenced me the most in terms of showing me what hard work can achieve, and also just being a person that I could rely on and trust and really share my secrets with, and knew that they were safe with her.
One of my strongest female role models was my first female boss, Helen Jones. I learned so much from her and about myself and about what I wanted out of life. Supported and influenced by Helen, I achieved one of my initial career goals of being a company secretary of a public listed company in my early 30s.
There's a really great culture at Wilson Partners, and as a woman in a more junior position, I've always felt valued, listened to and respected by everyone. Building that kind of culture doesn't happen overnight, and the fact that Wilson Partners are always looking to provide equal opportunities for everyone is great.
For me, I think that communication is key. If I feel like I have too much work on or I'm a bit overloaded, I tend to bring it up as soon as I can with my manager or other colleagues, just to see if they can alleviate my workload.
So for me, it was all about the culture change, which I think is happening. People are aware that there was an issue with inequality, and that's starting to change. So the next steps is to kind of make that culture change kind of more natural within the business. But I think for me, it's about now organisations making those policy changes. So the obvious ones are equal pay, things like flexible working, which has become more natural anyway. But I think the next step needs to be things like mentorship programs for women, so that they know they've got the power to move into those leadership roles more naturally, and it becomes a culture of the business for them to do that.